Hey everyone, this is Alan Schimmel of DevOps.com, DevOps TV, and we're here live on the floor of Jenkins World, day 2, and I'm joined by the DevOps Duo right here, guys. You may not have heard of the DevOps Duo. I didn't before this interview. But, guys, why don't you introduce yourselves?
Sure. So my name's Adam Keller. I'm a platform architect with a company called Cloud Passage.
Yep.
Truly just live, breathe, eat, sleep DevOps. And yeah, that's me.
Hello everyone, my name is Steven Braverman, manager of DevOps over at Reach Local. Been there for 3 months. And honestly, just migrating to AWS, doing it the right way. Also live and breathe DevOps, making tools, strategies to help improve the lives of developers.
Great. So guys, before we get into your current companies and everything, let's talk about this DevOps Duo thing. So how did you guys get into DevOps?
Interesting question. So for me, I started as an operations engineer. The traditional way, getting in the field, and it was the term DevOps was very new, started up and coming, and I started to see these very manual operational processes, and I keep hearing DevOps. It's getting in my ear more and more, and I finally realized this is no way to live. Staring at a monitor, staring at Nagios all day, waiting for something to break and then having to go fix it, that's no life. I don't want to live that life.
Yep.
I want to live the life of building cool things and moving on to the next thing that's cool. And so I saw a lot of failure points, a lot of areas where there's just so many ways to improve. And how do you do it? Through automation, through cultural changes. So yeah, just from there, kind of slowly moved up. Really started to incorporate DevOps practices, more agile methodologies, treating operations teams like development teams, working in agile, sprints, and then automation and bringing developers together with operations. And I know it's cheesy, you hear it, DevOps, developer operations, but it really is just about breaking down those silos. And I've seen such great success by really truly following DevOps methodologies. So I love it.
Cool.
So I actually came in on the opposite end. I started off as a developer.
Okay.
So I went in on the programming side, always a huge fan. It was always a passion of mine, even before college. I spent a summer in middle school just kind of going through a page, book by book, learning JavaScript, HTML, CSS. And for me, I joined up at a company doing dev, a lot of front-end, back-end stuff. And I ended up shuffling on to our DevOps team, which is where my eyes just opened up. All this automation you can bake in, the whole continuous integration, continued deployment, all of that was brand new to me, and I was hungry, and I just fought for it. So after a couple months, I think more towards a year, I ended up joining the team for real, and I became one of the best DevOps engineers on the team.
If you say so yourself.
I mean, it wasn't my words exactly, but I love the subject. I love learning, and I love how there's so much you can do with DevOps. It's a never-ending life cycle, and
like Jez Humble said this morning, it's never done.
It's never done. Dishes are never done. You got to continuously go for the next step.
Yeah.
So that's what I love about it.
So how did you guys get hooked up as the DevOps Duo, though?
We worked together at previous company, and it's just, we started working together. We have very similar ideals. We share the same passion. And yeah, we just started, we clicked the first time we met. And
we build off each other. I see an idea, he's like, oh, that's great, what about this? And then we enhance it even more.
Oh, so like real DevOps, right? Yeah. I mean, that's that whole cultural dynamic at play there.
Yeah, and it's...
Right?
And it's
1 + 1 = 3.
Exactly.
But we ended up going to separate companies, but we've kept in touch, and we're presenting at the conference. So I got accepted to present at Jenkins World. I said, Adam, we got to do this. This is our stuff. This is what we've done together. What are you
presenting on?
We already presented.
Well, what did you present on?
So it was creating a disaster-proof multi-environment Jenkins infrastructure. Yeah.
Excellent, man. Yeah. Cool stuff. Cool stuff. So, I mean, I'm familiar with Cloud Passage. You guys are actually a pretty big DevSecOps proponent, and have been, early on. Yeah. Carson got behind that, and the whole Cloud Passage team. You're doing DevOps at your place now, though, too, still?
That's correct, yeah.
Very cool, guys. What do you think of Jenkins World?
It's really cool. And, it's going to these conferences, the one thing I love is that you meet a whole, just so many different people, and it really just, it reminds you that there's so many different ways to do to accomplish the same goal, you know, and you're not necessarily doing it the right way. You may have a really great way of doing things, but there are other people that can contribute and that are doing things an amazing way that's completely different, you know, but it's all to achieve the same end goal. So, you know, getting around, meeting people. At the end of our talk, it was amazing just the amount of questions we had. We were able to just bounce off of people.
Really good questions.
Again, it's the dynamic.
It was awesome. Yeah, it was
It's also cool. Reinforcing as well, because you see these options and you say, oh, wow, that is a way to do it. But, you know, I'm kind of glad I didn't go that way. So it's also reinforcing.
Well, there's paths you can go in. We got to wrap up because we have a long line of people. But one last thing, I want you both to look into the cameras and tell my people out there, why should they come to the next Jenkins World?
You start.
You want me to go first?
Sure.
All right. So Jenkins World is already set. The hotel's booked. You guys have to come out next time. There's a whole slew of talks to help you get out of manually creating your Jenkins setup. We already talked about this time, disaster-proof multi-environment. Well, DevOps never changes, and just in the next couple weeks, things are changing. So next year, you have to come ready to learn and get out of doing manual processes, and this is where it's going to happen.
Yeah, I would just say this. I think if you're in an environment right now where you're manually managing Jenkins, you have a team managing Jenkins, you really have to stop and look at how you're doing things and say, can I do this better? And there's a good chance, no matter what, you can. So I think a conference like Jenkins World is an opportunity for someone to come out, learn new things, and go back and just improve on your processes that you have going. So definitely a lot of benefits. It's definitely worth it. I highly recommend it.
Cool.
See you guys next time.
Yep. Adam, Steve.
Yes.
Yep.
The DevOps Duo.
DevOps Duo.
Send up the bat signal. All right, man. Hey, thanks for being our guest on DevOps TV,
Yeah, thanks so much.
DevOps Conf. Thanks for presenting. Keep up the great work. We'll see you here next year, maybe.
Appreciate the time.
All right. This is Alan Schimmel for DevOps TV, live at Jenkins World. Thanks, everyone.